Gambling is a toxic, vile addiction, and if you're not careful, will destroy your life and future and family. But 90% of gamblers quit before they... This is Balatro, a roguelike spin on draw poker, developed by one Canadian local thump. Thank God! Another good Canadian to add to the list. You guys needed it badly. I like this game. It feels like a natural evolution of that one minigame from New Super Mario Bros. DS I played the crap out of when I was younger. I'm not gonna lie, poker as a game didn't excite me that much as a kid, but it had Luigi as my dealer, so that's enough for me to call it a good game. Now, Balatro obviously does not feature Luigi, so I was hesitant to give it a try, but it turned out to be a lot of fun. Let me tell you about it. Balatro works like this. Every round you get this number, called a blind, and you have a limited amount of hands to play to reach or surpass that blind. You accomplish this by playing poker hands, like a 2-pair or a full house. Each card in poker hand has a certain chip value. Add on some multipliers and bonuses and you get a total number of chips. Make more chips than the blind, and you win. This is Balatro in its simplest form. So how does it go from this to this? See, Balatro gets its name from Balatronus, the Roman word for jester, which makes sense since jokers are an integral part of the gameplay loop. Jokers are essentially your power-ups. There are a ton of different ones to unlock just by playing the video game or buying them from the shop that you get in between blinds. They can do a ton of different things depending on the joker, but their primary purpose is to increase your chip and mult numbers so you can beat increasingly higher blinds. These jokers change up your playstyle a lot, and they can make or break your runs. There's other types of cards that you can buy as well. Planet cards increase your point bonuses on specific poker hands. Tarot cards offer one-time use effects that can help influence your hands. You can even buy additional playing cards to increase the size of your deck and add additional bonuses. With all of these cards you can get, it's really easy to make really strong builds. But it's just as easy to get countered if you're not paying attention. See, every ante, you face a small blind, a big blind, and a boss blind. The boss blind will always have some kind of modifier that they throw at you that you've got to build around. Usually they're not that hard to deal with, but if you don't plan against it properly, you're gonna lose hard. This is one of the things I think Balatro does really well. A common problem with roguelikes are that once you find a strong build you like, usually you just run that for as long as you can, and eventually it leads to a bunch of monotonous grinding that ultimately doesn't have that satisfying of a conclusion. But the boss blinds are built to target very specific build types, and you can get any one of these run killers at random, so it's important for you to change up your build to be the most optimized to face the boss blind. All in all, it's a really dynamic card game, easy to pick up and play, and easy to restart a run the second you know you're cooked. Streamer Pirate Software sums this point up nicely. Balatro's number-go-up feel-good simplicity, combined with its fail-fast game design, makes for an incredibly addicting and downright fun experience. I'd argue it's the new generation equivalent of Solitaire, another incredibly simple single-player card game infamous for being a time killer. But unlike Solitaire, which is boring and silent and dripless, Balatro has excellent flair, satisfying sound design, and an insanely catchy tune. The backing track of Balatro is almost more popular than the game itself. It utilizes a 7/4 time signature, which plays into this game's mysterious and otherworldly atmosphere. Balatro's visual design feels just as much like a world at a time as it is a game you can lose a lot of time to. Intentional or not, it's complimentary. Now, usually this is the part of the video where I list drawbacks or things I didn't like about Balatro, but in all honesty, there's not many things I disliked about Balatro. Its simplicity doesn't bring any of the downsides or empty feelings that simplicity usually brings with games. I mean, it's a card game, for God's sake. I wouldn't be upset if it had a super diverse, well-written campaign story with frickin' Nolan North as the main VA, but at the same time, I have no reason to expect something like that would even exist. Perhaps the only real drawback that I have with Balatro is the complete lack of multiplayer function. Now granted, it makes sense, it's designed to be a solo experience. Still, some kind of leaderboard menu where you could check your friends' high scores or favorite jokers would have been nice. That's about the only thing I can come up with. All in all, for $15 on PC and console, it's a great game if you just want something to do, but weirdly, this is one of the few instances where I'd actually recommend picking up its mobile port instead. It's marked at a lower price, being only $10 USD, and is vastly more accessible on something like your phone than your PC, or even your Steam Deck or Nintendo Switch for that matter. With that, I grant Balatro my Luigi of approval. Tune in next time where I'll be taking a look back at one of by far the most impressive projects from 2023. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Thank you for watching. Peace.